Think winter means no gardening? Think again. Today we're busting the biggest winter gardening myths, those pesky rumors that hold so many of us back from growing fresh, vibrant food during the coldest months. Let's uncover the truth and show you what really works. Welcome to Buckeye Bloomstead. We are glad you are here with us today. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Buckeye Bloomstead for more gardening tips and inspiration. Have you heard a winter gardening myth that made you hesitate? Drop it in the comments, and let's bust it together. Let's start with myth number 1. You can't grow anything in winter. It's a common belief. Winter is a gardening dead zone. But the truth? Many crops love the cold. Leafy greens like kale, spinach, and Swiss chard thrive in frosty conditions. Root vegetables like carrots and beets become even sweeter after a frost. And if the outdoors isn't an option, indoor gardening provides endless possibilities, from fresh herbs to vibrant microgreens. With a simple cold frame or greenhouse, you can extend your growing season even in snow. Winter gardening isn't about what you can't do, it's about getting creative with what you can. Did you know that winter isn't just for greens? Crops like garlic, shallots, and onions can be planted in late fall and overwintered for a robust spring harvest. Even strawberries can thrive in containers indoors, offering a taste of summer during the colder months. Have you ever tried overwintering crops or experimenting with indoor strawberries? Myth number 2, indoor gardening is expensive. It's a common belief. Winter is a gardening dead zone. But the truth? Many crops love the cold. Leafy greens like kale, spinach, and Swiss chard thrive in frosty conditions. Root vegetables like carrots and beets become even sweeter after a frost. And if the outdoors isn't an option, indoor gardening provides endless possibilities, from fresh herbs to vibrant microgreens. With a simple cold frame or greenhouse, you can extend your growing season even in snow. Winter gardening isn't about what you can't do, it's about getting creative with what you can. Another thing to watch out for is the humidity level. Indoor air can get quite dry in winter, which stresses plants. Consider placing a small humidifier near your garden setup or grouping plants together to create a mini microclimate that retains moisture. Here is a bonus tip. The use of pebble trays with water under your pots can also increase humidity. Myth number 3, plants don't need as much care in winter. Winter may slow plant growth, but it doesn't mean your plants are on autopilot. Indoor plants need consistent light. Grow lights are often essential during the shorter days. And overwatering, that's a common winter mistake. Plants drink less in cooler temperatures, so check the soil before giving them a drink. A little extra care goes a long way. On to myth number 4. Composting is impossible in winter. Composting slows in winter, but it doesn't stop. Outdoor piles can keep going with insulation like straw or a tarp. And if space permits, indoor worm composting is an easy, odor-free solution to turn kitchen scraps into black gold for your plants, no matter the season. On to myth number 5. Hydroponics is complicated. Hydroponics often sounds intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. Systems like the Kratky Method allow you to grow plants with minimal effort. No pumps, no soil, just water and nutrients. It's as simple as placing a plant in a bucket and letting nature take care of the rest. This is our preferred method of growing food indoors. If you want to know more about how we grow our food indoors in winter, check out our video, Indoor Gardening Growing Fresh Food During Winter. I will try to remember to leave a link for this video in the description and at the end of this video. Myth number 6, you can't protect outdoor plants from frost. Frost doesn't have to spell the end for your outdoor plants. With frost blankets, cloches, or even old bed sheets, you can shield plants from cold nights. Mulching around the base also protects roots, keeping plants alive until the next warm spell. Now here's a trick. Use clear plastic storage bins or recycled milk jugs with the bottoms cut off as makeshift cloches. They create a mini greenhouse effect, trapping warmth and keeping plants safe. Don't underestimate the power of a simple windbreak, like hay bales or wooden boards, to shield plants from harsh winter winds. Myth number 7, winter gardening is too time-consuming. Winter gardening doesn't have to take hours. With the right setup, like automated watering or low-maintenance hydroponics, A thriving winter garden can take as little as 10 minutes a day to maintain. Efficiency is the name of the game. Our number 8 myth is that bugs aren't a problem in winter. Think pests disappear in winter? Not indoors. Spider mites, fungus gnats, and aphids love the warmth of your home. But don't worry, solutions like neem oil, sticky traps, and good airflow keep pests at bay. We also have a great video called Homemade Garden Elixirs for Organic Garden Care you won't want to miss to help address, eliminate, and control any issues you may have when growing indoor plants. Natural solutions all in one video. Now on to our 9th myth. Myth number 9, you need a greenhouse for winter gardening. While greenhouses are wonderful, they aren't the only solution. Cold frames, sunny windows, or a small grow light setup can keep you gardening all winter long. You don't need a lot of space or fancy tools to make it work. Myth number 10, you can't start seeds until spring. Why wait for spring? Starting seeds indoors during winter gives you a head start. By the time spring arrives, your plants will be ready to thrive outdoors, saving time and boosting your garden's productivity. Now on to myth number 11. Winter plants won't produce much. Many believe that plants grown in winter barely produce. The truth? Some crops thrive in cooler temperatures and shorter days. Microgreens, for instance, are ready to harvest in just 7 to 14 days. Herbs like parsley and cilantro flourish indoors, while kale and chard continue producing leaves outdoors in cold frames. While growth may be slower, the results are just as rewarding. What's your favorite high-yield plant to grow in winter? Let us know in the comments below. And would you do us a solid to help our channel grow by liking this video and subscribing to our channel if you haven't already done so? YouTube looks for this engagement by our viewers, and if they see it, will allow more viewers to see our videos. Myth number 12. Winter soil can't be improved. Winter doesn't have to mean dormant soil. Adding organic matter like compost or leaf mulch in late fall can work wonders by the time spring arrives. Cover crops like clover or rye can also be sown before the ground freezes to protect and enrich the soil. By improving soil health during winter, you're giving your spring garden a head start. Now on to myth number 13. You need large spaces for winter gardening. Think you need acres of land for winter gardening? Not true. Indoor setups can thrive in apartments, small balconies, or even on windowsills. Vertical gardening systems, hanging baskets, and grow towers maximize space while providing plenty of room for fresh greens, herbs, or even small fruiting plants. When it comes to gardening, it's not about the size, it's about creativity. Do you have a small space gardening hack? Share it in the comments below. Myth number 14. You can't use natural sunlight indoors. While grow lights are popular, don't underestimate the power of natural sunlight indoors. South-facing windows can provide enough light for many herbs and greens. For lower light conditions, reflective materials like mirrors or foil-covered cardboard can bounce light back onto plants, boosting their exposure. It's all about using what you have. Myth number 15. Winter gardens need constant supervision. Some believe that tending a winter garden requires constant attention, but this is far from true. Winter gardening often requires less daily maintenance compared to summer gardening. Plants grow more slowly in colder months, meaning fewer watering sessions and less pruning. With tools like automated timers for lights or irrigation, winter gardening can practically run itself. Consider setting up a simple drip irrigation system for potted plants or using self-watering containers. These small investments save time and ensure your plants stay healthy with minimal effort. Myth number 16. Frost-ravaged plants are a lost cause. Have you ever seen a plant wilt after an unexpected frost and thought, that's it, it's done? While frost damage can be tough, not all plants are a lost cause. Many hardy crops like kale and cabbage can bounce back with proper care. Trim away damaged leaves, insulate the base with mulch, and give the plant time to recover. In the future, consider protecting your plants with burlap wraps or straw insulation to avoid frost damage altogether. Myth number 17. Winter sunlight isn't strong enough for plants. Another common misconception is that winter sunlight isn't strong enough to support plant growth. While shorter days reduce the duration of light exposure, south-facing windows can still provide adequate light for many plants. For those needing more, supplemental grow lights bridge the gap, ensuring your plants receive the energy they need. Myth number 18, you can't grow flowers in winter. Winter gardening isn't just about vegetables and herbs. Hardy flowers like pansies, violas, and snapdragons add a splash of color to cold months. Indoors, consider flowering houseplants like Christmas cacti, orchids, or African violets for vibrant winter blooms. With proper care like consistent watering, fertilizing, and light, flowers can thrive indoors, making your home feel alive even during the darkest days of winter. Myth number 19, indoor gardening isn't sustainable. Some critics argue that indoor gardening isn't sustainable due to the reliance on artificial lighting and water systems. But with smart practices, it's one of the most eco-friendly methods around. Hydroponics uses significantly less water than traditional gardening, and LED grow lights consume minimal energy while providing optimal conditions for plant growth. To make your indoor garden even greener, consider incorporating solar-powered grow lights or using collected rainwater for your hydroponic system. Sustainability is all about making small, thoughtful adjustments that add up over time. Myth number 20, seeds won't germinate in cold weather. Seeds in cold weather? A tricky combination, right? Not always. While some seeds require warm conditions to germinate, others like spinach, onions, and leeks are cold tolerant and even thrive in cooler environments. For seeds needing warmth, a heating mat is an easy and affordable solution. Pro tip, pre-soaking your seeds before planting can speed up germination, especially in colder months when conditions aren't ideal. Now on to myth number 21. All winter gardening is indoors. When you think of winter gardening, your mind might go straight to indoor setups. But outdoor winter gardening is thriving too. Using techniques like mulch layering, frost blankets, and mini hoop houses, you can keep crops like Brussels sprouts and parsnips thriving in the garden bed well into the colder months. Now, of course, if you live in the Antarctic, growing outdoors, think of outdoor winter gardening as nature's refrigerator, cool but not freezing, perfect for extending the life of your crops. When you think of winter gardening, your mind might go straight to indoor setups in cozy homes. But did you know that even in the harshest conditions on Earth, gardening is possible? Let's take a trip to Antarctica, where researchers have achieved the incredible, growing fresh produce in a land of ice and darkness. Using advanced hydroponic and aeroponic systems, scientists at research stations like the Eden ISS greenhouse have successfully grown crops in Antarctica. Lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, and even herbs thrive in controlled environments, despite temperatures plunging below 70 degrees Celsius and months of total darkness during the Antarctic winter. How do they do it? With cutting-edge technology like LED grow lights that mimic sunlight, like thermal insulation to maintain stable temperatures, and automated systems that regulate water and nutrients. These innovations allow plants to flourish in conditions that would otherwise seem impossible. These Antarctic greenhouses aren't just about feeding researchers. They're testing the future of agriculture in extreme environments, from space exploration to urban centers with limited access to arable land. So, whether you're growing in a snow-covered backyard or the heart of Antarctica, winter gardening proves one thing. With the right tools and creativity, fresh food is always within reach. Now we have a special bonus for our viewers today, called Rapid Fire Myth Busting. Before we wrap up, let's quickly bust a few more myths. Myth: many hardy plants like rosemary tolerate cooler conditions just fine. Myth: seeds can't be saved in winter. Truth: collecting and drying seeds during colder months is an ideal time for storage prep. Myth: plants don't need air circulation indoors. Truth: a small fan prevents mold and strengthens stems. Have you heard any of these before? Let us know if you have a favorite myth we didn't cover. We've busted a lot of myths today, proving that winter gardening is more versatile and accessible than many believe. From vibrant indoor gardens to resilient outdoor crops, the possibilities are endless. What's stopping you from starting your winter garden? Share your thoughts in the comments and let us know which myth surprised you most. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. As always, thank you for joining us at Buckeye Bloomstead, your trusted source for gardening inspiration. Until next time, happy gardening.